Hello, I'm Dlang with Dlang Designs, and I am a fashion designer and also go-to-action strategist. So what I like to do is use fashion as a platform to create these opportunities and these conversations for how do you turn your goal into reality? How do we talk about more and show more opportunities in body positivity and loving ourselves so that we can go after our goals and dreams? So we're doing this today with a conversation actually on body positivity, and I have some amazing guests that are sitting right here, and I want to introduce you to them right now. So as you're watching this, definitely take notes. If you have any comments, if you're resonating with one of the ladies' comments, definitely write it down because we want to hear directly from you. The whole purpose of this is to really motivate and encourage you to go after your goals and dreams. So that's what we want to do today. All right, so grab your paper right now, and let's get started. So before I go into the conversation, I'm going to introduce each one of these ladies. And first, thank you for joining this conversation with me. It's a dream come true, and I'm just honored to have each one of you here. You were definitely selected because you have some amazing things going on, and I believe that your viewpoint could definitely help the viewers. All right, so we're going to relax and have a really good time. And so I want to begin here with Jody. Jody is an attorney. She is also a fashionista, and she is the founder of Red Shoe Diaries. So thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And then we have Michaela. Michaela is an international model, actress, and also photographer. So her viewpoint is really great because it is behind the camera and also in front of the camera, and also with just speaking and everything. So you're very well-rounded with that. So let's give it up for Michaela. We also have Kierra. Kierra, her smile just brightens up everywhere she goes. And I was just magnetic to that with her. And she is a connector. She's also a model. She is a student. And she's just going out there and representing herself and showing up for her goals and dreams. So I felt like she would have a very fresh perspective and interesting point of view. Over here, we have Gabby. Gabby is a real estate agent, and she is also, wanting to get people in their dream homes, getting them established so they can live their best life by where they live and having a place. So that's what she does. And then we have Shakara. Shakara is that behind the scenes woman who helps things like this run very smoothly. She's the one that's helping the behind the scenes and all that action that's going on. So I'm glad to have you actually on this side and actually sharing your point of view as well. And then we have Cortney. Cortney is an amazing model, and I want to say supermodel. That's what I want to say about Cortney. Cortney I have been working with for a while now, and I just love her spirit, her personality, and she also is going to be a mom. And excited about that. And she really goes out here and promotes body positivity for curvy and full-figured and plus women. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And so you have met everyone here that is going to be part of this conversation today. So before we started, I asked you to grab a piece of paper and a pen. Do you have that? Did you get that? No? Okay, well, anyway, maybe grab your iPhone or your Android and definitely take notes, okay? So we're going to dive in to this conversation on body positivity. And so the context for this discussion today is all about this ad from Flat Tummy Company. And the ad it's a big billboard in Times Square. And it has a young woman sucking a lollipop. And these lollipops are supposed to suppress hunger. And so many people are outraged about this because they feel like it is setting a negative image to, the world that you shouldn't eat. Like, they feel that this is going on. So one of the models she's a model and actual body activist, body positivity activist. Her name is Tess Holliday. She started the petition. And it has a lot of people that's supporting her on this. So that is the topic for this. We want to get your opinions on that. So the question is, do you think that a billboard like that is promoting suppressing your hunger with this lollipop is dangerous to the current society and women? Like, do you think that this is dangerous, a dangerous image to project biggest day in Times Square? Like, what do you think about that?
Can I touch on it first?
Yeah.
I have been so excited to talk about this for a couple of reasons. One being it hits close to home for me because one of the public figures that is now advertising Flat Tummy Co.'s Flat Tummy Sucker is April Jones, who I don't know if you're familiar. She's on Love and Hip Hop. She's on Marianne's Baby Mom. We went to high school together. We grew up together. We go to the same church back at home in Chicago. And when I saw April do it, I was like, When I first saw Kim do it, my immediate thought was, what are the ingredients?
Right.
I just want to know what it was made of.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did the research, and the active ingredient, so they say, because it's not FDA approved, so it hasn't really been, looked into and regulated in terms of a way that we recognize as legal. But the active ingredient in it is a super concentrated extract of saffron, which is the world's most expensive spice. I have saffron at home. I've been using it for years. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, shit, it ain't that bad. But the thing is, no, I don't believe all children or most children are going to think the way I think as a 29-year-old woman. But saffron is actually very good for you. Now, the cane sugar and the brown rice syrup that's in it is not so good for you, but saffron increases your mood. It has been known to help with early onset dementia and Alzheimer's. Like, it has all these great benefits. But people love to be mad. I mean, why aren't they mad about body dysmorphia and Kim, growing a butt overnight? Like, I'm a curve model. I was found in a curve model search by Curvy Kate like 5 years ago. I'm actually not that mad.
Okay.
I'm not.
I agree.
I'm actually not that bad.
I agree. I'm a body positivity person. However, I'm all about health. And I think that if you are happy within yourself, that is what's most important. So I've been skinnier. I've been much bigger. And I wasn't happy at either one because that came from within. So I found some balance in between. And in all honesty, I think what the article said to me was that being skinny is what makes you sexy. However, when I looked at that ad, I saw a woman. There was no man looking at her.
Right.
It wasn't, she was in a bikini or anything. It was just her face. So it was, if you feel like you are overweight personally, not by society's rules or whatever it is, if you feel like you're overweight personally and you want to lose weight to make yourself feel healthier, then this is something that can help. If you don't use it, use something else. We've got Nutrisystem. We've got all those diet plans that can help you lose weight if that makes you healthier.
Thanks for me. Oh, go ahead. No, I was to say, I think that what you said resonates with me because I'm my own worst critic. I'm the person and I've been much bigger and I've been much smaller too. And there have been times in my life where, I have skipped events that I wanted to go to because I felt fat. And that wasn't because of an external influence. I mean, maybe there's something under the surface. What are society's ideals of beauty? But I've also skipped events when I've been much skinnier because I'm like, I'm going to be too tempted to eat that. And that is crap. And I think part of
did that last week.
Where you're like, I can't go because they're going to have all these desserts. And I think for me, I'm probably the oldest one at the table at 45. And as I've gotten older, I've just started to, I actually feel more comfortable with myself than I did when I was younger. And I've learned to embrace, I need to enjoy life. Do I still care about how I look? Do I still have days where I'm like, gosh, I look terrible. Absolutely. I think we all do. But from the billboard perspective, when I look at it, the lawyer in me says, they may be making false claims. Dietary, medical foods aren't regulated by the FDA, but I'm always leery of specious claims. And is there something in it that's unhealthy? So you went out and did the research, but a lot of people don't do the research.
Right.
But in terms of, is it sending the wrong message? I think to the extent you look at it, is it telling people that hunger in and of itself is a bad thing? Yeah, but I don't necessarily think that it's any worse than other kinds of ads and things that we're inundated with every day. And not just for diet things. I think about, ads for Abercrombie and Fitch or for other, where it's about this perfect ideal of beauty, which I think it's not necessarily negative, but I think that has just as much of an influence as a girl sucking on a lollipop.
So for me, I think that part of being a strong woman and being confident is that you're able to step back and see, okay, what's the claim? What's the issue? Let's look at both sides, not just one, not just the other. Yes, Tess is her name. She started the claim, but she is a bigger woman. So I feel like she's automatically wanting to attack and say, oh no, we can't show that because it might portray to younger children or to
different
women.
viewpoints.
And it's not just about us. We need to realize that there's men that go through, through the same issues that we're going through as women, as far as how do we feel, how confident are we, do we or not compare ourselves to other women or men. So I looked at the difference between being hungry and craving. And I looked at the lollipop, and I also did research on what's in it, and it's based, it's based off of a plant. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's not that bad. But then I also say, why are they doing this? Okay, would it be as big of a deal if instead of flat tummy, did it say Herbalife? That's a great question. But Herbalife, what they do is they spin it and they say, hey, you can make money off of this if you're a single mom, or you can do this, okay?
And
so
marketing.
We have Forex and we have this. So, you can see it from so many different ways. And the lollipop, it's 30 in one bag for $49.99. That's a lot of money. That resonates with what you said. It's expensive, okay? But really, do we really have to buy a bag of lollipops to say, hey, my lunchtime is not till an hour and 15 minutes. Let me go do this. Yeah, it might be a good idea if you would rather go to the vending machine and get a Snickers that it's 150 calories.
Right.
It's only 30 calories. So again, it depends on how you look at it and what spin you want to give it to, in my opinion.
But there's actually nutrients in it. Like I didn't even mention supposedly, and again, it's not regulated, so we do not know.
Right.
But gosh, it is the wording. It is the wording, but supposedly it's not colored with food coloring. It's colored with beets. Beets purify your blood. I eat beets all the time. And then it also mentioned that it has turmeric for the coloring and for the benefits of that.
There's 6 flavors.
Yeah,
so they entice you.
Right. So I was more interested. I was just like, well, what's in it, and the things that are in it outside of the cane sugar and the brown rice syrup. I mean, how is this any different outside of the wording than like those vitamin gummies, right? Or like Outshine has veggie popsicles,
Also, how is it different from, you're in a hurry in the morning, you really don't eat breakfast, you have a cup of coffee. That suppresses your hunger
Sure does.
In my opinion. And for me, it's like I can go with a cup of coffee maybe all day. So it just depends how you want to look at it.
Right. So there's different angles that we can go with it, but it seems like the consensus is that do your research, figure out what's best for you, and then make that decision based off what's best for you and not what society says that you should do.
Right.
So what about when like the teenagers who don't understand that, what if they get to that?
Who's raising them?
Exactly. That's the thing.
Who's raising them?
Right.
Well, honestly, I believe that social media has a big influence on that. In addition to social media, advertising that we see. So if I'm going to New York City and I have the impression that this is like the capital of fashion and the capital of beauty, and like just me being impressionable on what I need to do to be more beautiful and to be more acceptable, and the first thing I see is like, don't eat, stop eating. As a young woman, I feel like it could be very easy to fall into that trap of, or that thought process of, they're doing it, they're beautiful, they're skinny, I want to be like them, so why don't I do what they're doing to get there? And I speak from experience, the whole little waist cincher situation. 15 or 16, those are like really popular, and I feel like I had a pretty confident in my body, and I had a pretty nice body, but I just saw everyone doing it, and I went out, spent $40, got a waist trainer. It was too big, but I was still wearing it every day. I did it anyway, but that's because that's what I was seeing. So when you're asking young women, teenagers, how does it affect them? I think when you're in that stage where you're trying to figure out yourself, you're trying to figure out how to be a woman, what it means to be beautiful, and you're trying to define your own standards of beauty, and then you have people in your face telling you, don't eat, stop eating, eat less, eat this lollipop, and try to only eat once or twice a day, things like that. It can be kind of confusing, and it can have a huge impact on how you're living your life.
So if that's the spin that you want to put into the whole setting of what we're discussing, then I guess you do have to realize that we do have to be, cognizant of the younger people that may not know exactly which way or how to look at themselves and how to appreciate that one body that they have. That really they should just be focusing on taking care of themselves, and you can't hate your way to loving yourself. So if you're having issues with, I don't like my arms, I don't like my legs, my butt's not big enough now because it wasn't style before. If you have big lips and big butts back in the day, or I don't know how many years ago it was, you weren't considered, to be beautiful. As now, that's just a fad. That's the trend, unfortunately, because of other people that I don't want to mention, because that's what they're doing. We don't need to follow into that. But if you're younger, I want you to know that you are you, and you should be you no matter what. Love yourself and be you. That's what I would say.
I agree with that, and I think that the images are just endemic to society. So I don't know, in the context of the ad in particular, I've thought about this a lot, to the extent that it's a billboard in Times Square, and that seems to be what spurred all of the outrage. Times Square is a cacophony of advertising.
Exactly. That's where I was about to go.
From
She's going
everywhere.
there.
And so I actually feel like the impact on an individual, tween or teenager who sees that in Times Square contrasted with all of the ads of beautiful models and Rockettes and all of these women that meet today's society's ideal. I don't think that lollipop ad is particularly going to be have more of an influence on them than anything else that they're seeing.
Like the bright lights. Everything they're seeing.
I think social media actually has more of a potential to have an impact on young people. And I do think it's unfortunate that that's the case. And I think the petition in and of itself, I thought, well, is it good because it spurs a conversation, right? I mean, the petition isn't going to get the company who's in a free market society making money selling lollipops. It's not going to get them to remove it. Maybe a better target is whoever's in charge of allowing what ads go in Times Square. But is the petition starting a good conversation like this where we can talk about, look, don't listen to social media. You have to be yourself. You can be beautiful no matter how you look. Or is it actually having the opposite effect? Because I never heard of these lollipops
until now.
I don't follow certain people on social media who hawk these things. So when I was like, oh.
No, seriously.
What are these lollipops?
Yeah. I feel like the moms that see the petition, they're going to be like, don't eat those. And it's going to be like in their desk at work.
Yeah. Right. The kids see it and it's like, oh, they don't want me to eat this, but I wonder if it works.
Or
I don't know any better.
Good.
Yeah. Right.
And again, I hear, how the younger generation feels about social media and the pressures and all of those things. And not everyone, is afforded the opportunity to be raised by parents or a village like we were all raised, where, we had positive, influences, or even if there was someone, negative, there was someone around, kind of picking up the pieces. Maybe they didn't have that or they don't have that now. My dad said something very wise, and I don't have children yet, but he said, when you have children one day, do not let these toy companies raise your kids.
Right.
Cell phones, raise your kids. Facebook, raise your kids. Instagram, raise your kids. And I know that like we definitely care about the children in the next generation that's coming up. But I just think like the onus is on the adult influences in their lives, because we're not talking about cigarettes here, people. Like, we're talking about suckers that actually have good ingredients in them.
And I'm going to be honest, sorry. I think social media has taken a huge turn from the body positivity. I think I see more, based off when I was in high school, I didn't see really any man too, because it happens now, but I think more women back in high school. I didn't see them posting pictures of themselves loving who they are, like in a bikini, like whatever, doing those boudoir shoots that just make them feel sexy and all that stuff. But I see so much of it now, and I think it's starting to turn to really women starting to understand, like, this is you, and if you're okay with you, like, tell everybody about it. I think when women post pictures of themselves and they're like, this is me, I'm just like, yes, like it's finally happening. And I think that's what we need to remember, and not suppressing your appetite. To me, the ad, it's going to be a petition, and it's going to be gone in a week or so. You're going to remember the people that you see on social media, the people you follow, and have all these, like, I mean, Kim Kardashian promoting it, and this might be too much for this video, but I'm saying, like, she is a businesswoman. Exactly. She is going to try to make money no matter what. So, exactly. Yeah. So I was like, she's promoting it? Okay. Like, she promotes everything, something every week. So I think suppressing your appetite in general, like I said, I'm for healthy, and I don't think you should eat a lollipop for 3 meals a day. However, just be smart about it. That's really what it comes down to. Do what you think's right for you. And that's what I think. Yeah.
And just a side note, I did read that she could make up to $300,000 just by posting a picture of herself.
That's crazy. So
let me tell you something.
Yeah.
The pictures might go up on my Instagram. $300,000.
Yeah.
I mean, my biggest thing is I just want us to have like more conversations like this, especially with younger females who weren't raised like us, to have like a 2-parent household, or to know, hey, you are beautiful. Sometimes a lot of girls are like in a household where you're ugly, you will never be anything. They don't know their self-worth. And I just want us to like have that space to where we can just have that conversation, because a lot of people will never get that conversation, and they end up just wanting to do any and everything just so they can feel beautiful. And they see Kim Kardashian like, oh, I want that butt. Oh, I want those big lips. I'll do anything just to look exactly like that, because that's in their image beautiful. They get that attention. Some girls, they will never get that attention, because that's all they get is ridicule of, you're ugly and you'll never be anything. But everybody has their own type of beautiful, especially in this room. You're beautiful in your way. You're beautiful in your way. Everybody is. And I just feel like a lot of people, they don't see that. And I feel like a lot of people, they just really have to know their truth and know who they are as a woman and what they want to become. And I feel like social media is a great platform, and also it can be, has a lot of cons in it, but it just depends on who you follow and what you want to be. So
it seems like I think the best change that could happen would be teaching young girls from a young age to support other girls, because I think that it's your more immediate social circle at school and so forth that I think probably has the biggest influence on how you view yourself and your self-worth. And if you have, popular girls or who are telling you you're ugly, you don't meet the ideals, those are the kinds of things that stick with you.
So do you think that's more powerful than social media?
I think it's absolutely more powerful than
so people can put the blame on social media, but it's like right in your own neighborhood, your own environment.
I can remember, and we're about to share this, I was probably 16 years old standing at a Clinique counter in a local department store, and I remember this group of kids walking by, and I heard one of them say she'd be pretty if she'd work some of that fat off her hips.
Oh my
I've
God.
never forgot that. I didn't know these kids. I didn't but that has stayed with me longer than any advertisement I have ever seen. And I look at social media now and how kids bully other kids.
Yes.
Even adults will call out. You'll see someone post a picture of themselves.
Yeah.
This is me, I'm beautiful. And you get
somebody
all of
says
these
all kind of crap.
haters.
Yeah.
Right.
And that is more of a personal attack. And I think that does more damage than any generic ad.
Really great point in just saying, like, really getting down to who you are, that self-awareness, and knowing, and sometimes it can be hard. Like you said, you may not get those examples, but us as leaders and in our own fields and careers, we're not allowing, well, I don't think so because it doesn't seem like it, but we're not allowing any type of perceptions that we have on ourselves to keep us from going after our goals and dreams. And I loved how you just mentioned that. And so in closing this out, what advice would you give to just another woman entrepreneur who's like, this is what I want to do, but seeing ads like this billboard or seeing things like this on social media or the environments I'm in, I just don't feel good about myself, but I want to go after my goals and dreams. Like, what advice would you give them?
I think, honestly, pretty similar to what you said. It's not this, it's not what's on your hair, it's what you're putting into yourself. It's the time that you spend building your brand, building yourself as a woman, as a leader, as whatever it is that you're trying to be. And just that is what's going to build your outward confidence. Once you're confident in your skills and your talents, then nobody's going to be messing with you.
Right.
Once you love yourself and you are confident in what you're trying to do, I think that's what's going to allow you to get to your goals.
I would say also find your tribe. I think, even if you didn't have that village growing up, I'll get choked up about this because when you find your tribe, they don't have to be like you, but when you find a group of individuals who will support you and your individuality, that actually helps combat a lot of other negative influences. Yes, you have to love yourself and it has to come from within, but I think finding that support system of women and men that you really trust and who will support you is so important.
I love how you said that though, because those people are out there. So if you have this perception of nobody supporting you or nobody's giving you any feedback, that's a sign that you're in the wrong place, the wrong tribe. So go out here and find those people who are your tribe, who will accept you and, help you get to that next level so that you can go after your goals and dreams.
Yeah. I think no matter what you do in life, you're going to get criticized. If you want to lose weight, if you want to gain weight, if you want to, go and start your own business or whatever it is, you're going to get criticized, and you have to understand and accept that. It's just, it is what it is. People are going to have different opinions. So that being said, you have to find your inner strength and go for what you believe in, because nobody else is going to do it for you.
Right. So, and that's when you'll start feeling great about yourself, when you're doing that, when you're getting those wins and getting those opportunities and pursuing the goals that you have. That's what builds that confidence to me. Yeah.
So mine would be, it's just like who you follow. It's just like you can press unfollow or block. Whenever you get
I do it really quick. No hesitation.
It's just so crazy. Why people don't think like that? Like, oh, I can't stand this message. I'm just like, hey, just that's all you have to do. That's the main thing. And then the other thing is just really like your faith. Like who's really like why? What's your motivation to get up? What's your purpose? Once you find that, then you be complete with who you are as a woman. So,
I would say to be you, own you, love you.
Be you, own you, love you.
But you are all you have. If you have children, you are all they have. So for me, being a realtor, it's new, it's exciting because I've chosen to make it that way. Did people criticize me or will they? I don't know, but I truly don't care because I'm going for it because it's something I want to do. Yes. So if anybody has a goal, if anybody has a dream, buckle down and pursue it. Don't be your own wall. Don't be your own excuse. Just go. Put the excuses aside and say, you know what, this is what I want to do, or this is what I must do to get to the next point. So be it. Do it. Do what you need to get it done.
Right. Do what you need, or do what you, say it again.
Do what you need to get it done.
Do what you need to get it done.
But I also,
and
like I said, be you, own you, love you.
Be you, own you, love you. I think that is a good way to definitely close it. I know one thing for me is I always talk about like you do this, you go after your goals and dreams. And when I say you, I break it down to yes, open universe. Y-O-U, yes, open universe. And I love that because it just opens up this thing like, yes, it's about you, but it's about going out there and like realizing that the world is big and you can do anything and not, like you said, let whatever you believe about yourself or whatever somebody else told you years ago stop you, and taking that ownership like you just said. So thank you so much. Like, this was a great conversation. We got, thank you. I mean, I almost felt tearful, all kind of stuff, because this is a dream come true for me too. So thank you for sharing your opinions. As you saw here today, everyone had their own great spin on it, their thoughts on this topic about the billboard in Times Square. But, you know, we want to know what you think. We also want to know if you resonated with anything that anyone said today. So definitely leave them in the comments. That's somewhere around here. You'll find them. And let us know what you think. Also, check out Dlang Designs. I am also going to post each one of these ladies' information in the comments in the description as well. So if you're looking for anything that they offer, definitely check them out. And again, this is Dlang with Dlang Designs. Let's create in life. Let's create in love. Let's create our goals and dreams. It is up to no one but you. All right? No one. All right. So again, thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned to the next episode.